Hey guys, it's Ju here again, LA Bully Cartel, Del Rayleigh Designs. We're here at the compound. We've been getting a lot of requests. I'm going to show y'all real quick how I stack my dogs. I do the same routine on every dog I do. That's why it's very important that I work with dogs before I get to the show. I usually do not take people's dogs. I'm not a professional handler. I say this every time. I usually do not get to a show and just handle people's dogs for money. I usually require that I have worked with the dogs. The exception to this is if they do have a Jaws pup. A lot of times I'll show it, because I like it. But I'm going to show y'all my technique. I have the same technique, and I'm going to show y'all where we start. Because what I'm about to show y'all, this is, a dog that knows what to do, that has been worked since they were an 8-week-old puppy. I will take you to the beginning and show you what we have to do and what we do to our puppies to get them to the point of comfort to where they will let us, work them however we want. Guys, this is where it all starts. This is very important to my style of stacking. You have to start the puppies young. This puppy is off Grand Champion Jaws, Champion Sushi Sweet. She's right at 12 to 13 weeks. So we start younger than this. We start right at 8 weeks. And basically what you want to do at this stage of their life, at this stage of training, is just get the puppy to learn to stay still. That you control the dog. You control, how you want the dog to be. You control where you move the dog. You set the dog. All you need is for this puppy to stand still. We do use the Supreme version of the Ultimate Dog Stacker. I cannot stress this enough. I love this tool. It's better to me than an average stack box. Average stack box has the platforms that go all the way across. This has platforms where the dog has to keep its feet. Basically like soup cans. That's an old trick from old breeders. And like I said, guys, this is just my style of stacking. There are other styles. There's, baiting and driven and free stacking, and all that is more to do with the confidence of the dog during this age, not as far as just not moving. My style, all I want to do is to teach the dog to stand how I want to put them, and they stand still. You can see she's shaking, she is nervous, but I do also have her off the floor on a table on a stack box. But what that does is if she would get comfortable here, imagine when she gets older and she's been doing this since she was this young and she's on the ground. She pretty much will let me move her any way I want her, and she will stand tall and firm and do what I want. Imagine I have a lead right here. And like I said, guys, this is just important at this young of an age, just to teach the dogs that you control. You set the movement, you set their stance, they just stand still. And I can't stress this enough, guys. Once you get that down, then I start tweaking. You need to inset an elbow, you need to, load a hog a little extra, get them to hit a little bit of a squat, get them to hit a little bit of a lean, get that head right, anything. But this is where it all starts. Like I said, this puppy's 12 weeks old. I've had her for maybe a week and a half, and this is, already a week's worth of work. And you see she's shaking, she's scared. That's to be understandable, But like I said, if they grow up doing this, by the time they get 6 months and they have been stacking and doing this, and when you get out there in the practice ring, they pretty much do what you want them to do, and it's worked so far for me. So we're going to show y'all a couple of techniques of mine, show y'all exactly how I stack, and then I'll show you how to fix a couple problems. I'm going to be using Champion Mako. He has 2 champion wins already. We're hoping he could potentially be our next Grand. He is off Grand Champion Jaws to Dolly from Dollhouse Kennels, a collaboration from us. First off, guys, you have your show lead. Everybody should know, by now from watching our videos. But if you don't, you need a show lead, collars, harnesses, all that does not work. All right, I got Champion Mako here. First off, as I've said before, the show lead always goes around the dog's head, never under the throat. So you always want to put the show lead where it goes all the way around the head and back around. Not the opposite, but where it goes around pretty simple, but you know, start with the basics. Let me just start off by saying, I do not consider myself a professional handler. I just work with my dogs, you know, almost every day, and we get my dogs to be comfortable with me. There is a lot better people at this with information and a lot better tools, but we've had a couple of requests, so I'm doing this video to basically show you my technique. That's all I claim to believe. This is not the proper way to show a dog. This is not the only way to show a dog. This is not the best way to show a dog. This is my technique. That's it. I do the same routine every time. You know, there's different styles. Some people bait. Some people are ball driven. Some people free stack. You know, there's a whole lot of different techniques to this. Mine is a straight hands-on stack to where I teach the dog that they just stand still and I move them where I want them, lean them how I want them, do whatever I want to them, and they hold it. They hold for me until it's time to gate. All right, I'll get you started. My technique is always the same thing. Make the dog stand. That's the first, you know, that's it. The dog has to be able to stand still. I grab both fronts. Now, some people don't like this. Some people, because you'll see me in the ring, grab my dogs and push them back and then set fronts. Some people don't like that. They say, you know, it makes it look like too much effort. You know, the dog should be more effortless in the ring. My opinion, it works for me. So it's what I do. It's what works for mine. You're not going to be able to do this to big dogs. I've shown Grand Champion J2. He is a standard. He is 90 pounds. I can barely pick him up like this. I can't do this like I do Mako. You know, I can't do that to him. He's too big of a dog. So some people set one front, hold the muzzle, and set one front at a time. You know, like this. I don't. I like to be able, because to me, in a stack, everything should be square. It should be square, square, square in the front. Square on the front legs. And to me, that is the most important part. And when I grab both fronts, push back, and set, I put the elbow between my two fingers. And what that allows me to do, and guys, I am using Champion Mako because he's one of our best stacking dogs. He does whatever I tell him. Wherever I put him, he holds. He's been doing this since he was 8 weeks old. Goes back to the, you have to prepare them as puppies. But I put the elbows in between my two fingers. That way, I can turn the arms how I need. I don't have to set one front at a time. I don't have to do this. I can grab both and set. So, first, I push him back, bring him up, I twist his elbows in just a little bit, and get them square. From there, some people grab muzzle, some people tighten up on the lead. I grab muzzle. This is one thing I do a little different, is from here I balance. I pick up and move them back until they have a little bit of a, like this on their arms. What that allows is when I do my little lean at the end that I'm about to show you, it allows the feet to become perfect straight up under. So balance. I always set the leg towards me first. Now remember guys, the judge will walk around and see the complete dog and you want a complete stack, but for the most part, all people see are this left side. That's your showmanship, all right? And then I see a lot of people, when I go to load this hawk, that is one of the most important things when stacking a dog to me, is loading this hawk right here. I see a lot of people grab this leg like this and just move it back. Now what that's gonna do is when I hit that lean, it's gonna give him kind of a straight back leg, straight hawk, kind of make him look like he doesn't have as much angulation as it does. And what that really comes into play is if you have a dog that doesn't have the best angulation and you need to add a little angulation. Some people may say, you know, that's deceptive, you know, as I stated before, but to me, as a handler, your job is to present your dog in the best way possible. If you have to add a little angulation to present that dog to the best of your ability, then you got to do it. But this is wrong. That's not loading the hawk. That's just setting the leg. What you want to do is stand up You can hold muzzle, you can tighten up on lead. And you want to use this hand and come over and grab this leg right here and load this hog. You want to load it and set it. And from there, tighten up on the lead, straighten the head, and from there, you can hit whatever style lean you need to get that top line perfect. And Mako will hold this stack all day. He knows what to do. He's been here before. The only problem I have with him is him keeping his head a little too high. But if that's my only worry, I'll take it. So once again, I'll go step by step for you guys. Come on, Mako. Mako. Grab fronts, elbow between your two middle fingers. You can position and turn the legs any way you want. I back them up, set their fronts, grab the muzzle, pick him up, balance him, set the back leg, load the hawk, and tighten up on the lead. And boom, that is my style. That is what I do with every dog I show. That is how I present my dogs. To me, I love it. Now, yes, it looks amazing when people free stack. My dogs, and the way we teach them this, they usually won't, because I teach them hands-on. You stand how I want you to stand, and you just stand still. I can put Mako's leg out here. He's gonna stand for me. Put this one under him. He's gonna stand for me. From here, if he's got too much of a lean, you can lean him back. He's gonna stand for me. You need a lean, lean him. He's gonna stand for me. You need to hit a little squat, hit a little squat. He's gonna stand for me. But guys, this is just my technique. I'm about to get into a couple ways of hiding some things. I bring out a dog with a slightly high rear. I bring out a dog that fronts need to be set a little better. So we'll get to that. I'm gonna put him up and grab some more. All right, guys, I got Yogi here. Yogi is off national winning grand champion, the bear, to our girl Armani. One of the best bear turns that I've seen, and I've seen some nice ones. I brought him out here to show you my technique. He has a slight high rear. I mean, he's this long. It's come to be expected. It's really one of his only flaws. I'll show y'all how I can hit a lean and make that top line look good. So I do the same thing. Push him back. I set his fronts. Grab his muzzle. Set his back leg. Load the hawk. Make sure he stands up good. You see he's got a slight upward angle. What you do right here is when you tighten up on this lead, if you do what we've showed you and get them to stand where you want them, what I can do is I can pull him forward and hit a little lean to straighten out that top line. When I lean him, he hits that lean that straightens up his top line. And this is where a lot of people use bait or ball-driven guys, but I'm very hands-on and teach my dog, like we've been showing y'all, that I hold you where I want you, you just stand still. So I hit that lean, it settles out his top line. You know, you can push him back and you see the angle. Hit a little lean and he's good. And guys, this, you know, nothing's perfect. No dog is perfect. You're never gonna get, you know, a perfect stack every time. You gotta work with them. It's so important. But that's why we're just teaching y'all, you know, my personal technique of showing dogs. You got that. I want to take a quick second from our video to congratulate our friend and partner, Jeremy Bayless. He's having a little baby girl today. They induced labor about 12, broke the water, so it's going down today. I got a new little niece coming. Couldn't be more proud of Jeremy and Summer. Congratulate him and wish him the best.
Thanks for watching the episode, guys. Make sure you leave us a comment down below.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And check out what we got going on. We've always got something in the works. Giveaways, origins, art, floors. So if you see something you like, let us know.
We appreciate you.